Hey Chainbreakers, World Changers, Jessica Manuel here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the key of positivity related to action. So I'm going to start off by giving you some highlights. I posted my blog last week, and I spoke about, how our environment impacts who we become and how we're responsible for our actions. So our environments can be one of positivity or one of negativity, but regardless of what we grow up in, we tend to mirror that throughout our life. So as a child, we are usually victim to that and not understanding. But as an adult, and as we get older, it becomes a choice. So the longer you go with this, the harder it is to break the chain. But from my personal experience, I know that it's possible to overcome and exude positivity even when the odds were that I wouldn't. So, I wanted to encourage people and let them know that all it takes, in my opinion, to eradicate negativity is by showing others or teaching others what it feels like to receive kindness and encouragement. So I urge you to read my full topic, but I'm going to take a few minutes now to address the questions from my readers. And they're great questions. So I want to thank you guys for asking. So the first one is, "Hi Jessica, you made reference to the article, in your article about a sense of entitlement. How does that affect one's actions?" So an example of this is like a child comes to believe that they can get what they want by throwing a temper tantrum, and it can cultivate a sense of entitlement. So subsequently it can develop into negative behavior that progresses on into adulthood, which causes anger, resentment, jealousy, envy, bitterness, all these negative frames of mind, thus affecting people around them in a very negative way. So that would be like an example of what I meant by entitlement. Second question. "Hey Jess, you say that breaking this chain is easy, but let's say this is all you've ever known. It might be a personal decision, but when your life has reflected that for so long, it might be harder than just blowing it away like smoke. Thoughts? Do you have ways you'd suggest of helping to change those thought patterns?" Absolutely. And now I want to clarify something first. I don't think this is necessarily easy. I think it's a choice. And because I've dealt with it personally at a very young age, I would say the foundation is perception. As a society, we tend to carry a lot more shame than necessary, and we shouldn't be ashamed of the circumstances that we have to endure. And in order to change our thought patterns, there are some key things that you must apply. That changed my perception anyway, and then it changes your actions. One would be the act of vulnerability, letting go of things like my pride, shame, regret, self-induced failure talk, excuses, or doubt. Once I let go of all of that, I was free. And people need to know it's a process, and it gets easier as you go. Surround yourself with good people, look for good in people, and replicate that feeling they give you to others, because you get an overflow of gratitude. I believe that would change everything for people. And I hope that answers your question. The last question is, isn't it enough to just be a nice person? Can't I just keep my positivity to myself and not put it into action? So I come across this too often. People claim that they are a good person, but they don't feel like they have to put it into action in order to prove that they are a good person. But it's a self-defeating way of looking at it. And it's a self-defeating statement. So I know the reader and I know their heart. And I just want to say, don't mistake the act of being good with the act of being indifferent. Last week, I referenced to positivity on words and followed up with positivity on action because I believe that and want to encourage positivity in consistency with your actions. Like, walk your talk. Don't just say it, do it. People that don't do bad things is commendable. But humble and selfless actions is a reflection of someone's heart and will be an example to follow, and that's what will bring change. So that's it. So I hope this encouraged someone. If you haven't yet, please visit my website, www.breakingthechain.com, to see my posts. Next week, I will be writing on the chain of despair. So please challenge me with some questions over Facebook, Instagram, and so just so I can dive deeper into the subject. And I hope you have a great week, and thanks for watching.